What's going on? Dylan Conrad, metabolic as fuck. Today I'm going to talk to you about Barbie and unrealistic female expectations. Before I get into this, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on, iTunes, Spotify, leave a review, bell button, all that stuff, super helpful. Apologize for last video. My Slack's going off. My energy was like super low. I don't know, it was like whack energy. That's what I was saying to my wife. I'm like, my energy's just so whack right now. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, just like, ugh. But feeling good today. Been getting better sleep. But yeah, Barbie. So I saw that, what was that, Tuesday? I think Tuesday night. Fantastic movie. I thought it was great. I think if I didn't read the news, I wouldn't even have thought twice if it was like, quote unquote, anti-men or, unrealistic expectations for women or whatever it was. For me, obviously I didn't grow up playing with Barbies. I was one of three boys. We had G.I. Joes in the house. But I remember like being so stoked on G.I. Joes. And if you remember kind of like how they developed over the years, like, when I first had G.I. Joes in the late 80s, they were, fit. And then like in the early 90s, they got like jacked. Like they were like these army guys on steroids, basically. Like they looked like little mini bodybuilders, so it's really interesting to see a transformation over time. But for me, did that have any influence on me? None whatsoever. I was a stupid little energetic boy that just loved playing with G.I. Joes, and I was like, that's, it didn't really have any influence on me. I know obviously my experience isn't like other people's experience, and I know a lot of people that play with Barbies when they're growing up, that might have created some sort of an unrealistic expectation for them. And so if you look at Barbie, very interesting. Ruth Hamler, the woman, if you saw the Barbie movie, at the end, who created Barbie, she is Jewish, which is very interesting because she created a blonde hair, blue-eyed doll, right? And it was really a sign of the times, which is not necessarily a good thing whatsoever. Like there were no African American or Asian or like any other ethnicity besides blonde and blue-eyed Barbies, right? And that's not a good thing at all. But that was like at the time what was thought to be, the standard or whatever you want to strive for. Expectations for women at that time. I think the Barbies 50s, 60s created. And they had just. They were still held down pretty like significantly, and it's very different from today where, it's still bad. Don't get me wrong. Like women are still oppressed. There's still oppression going on, but back then, 50s, 60s, there's way worse. So for a woman to think that she could be an astronaut or, be a doctor or be whatever they wanted to be was not really something that the women the generation before had thought about. They thought it would just need to be a homemaker, and that was like what was normal. So it was like a really sign of times. And expectations for women now, like women have more expectations to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is, like these high professions, and they really believe that they can because they can. And as a young woman, does that open up possibilities of what you can be? Or as a young woman now, like, do you kind of already think that you can be those things? And I think it's the latter. You already think that you can be those things because society has changed. Obviously, there's a lot more barriers as you kind of get older and understand that. But you're seeing a lot more women in roles that are higher up than you would see in the 50s or 60s. And I think like I've been reading a lot about acceptance. And we think acceptance is, let's just accept ourselves for who we are and all, and it's okay to be where you're at and not want to grow, right? And that's not really what it is. Like you can accept all your flaws and, whatever you don't like about yourself and accept about other people, but you can still want to grow. And I think that's like the healthiest mindset that you can go into any transformation with, because regardless of where you're at in your journey, like I can tell you I've been completely like what I call DSS shredded. I won't tell you what that means, but I've been completely like peeled out of my mind, and I was still like looking at my body like, there's parts that I would still like to work on, and I didn't look as good as I wanted to during my photo shoot. And I think we kind of all have this, and I think as humans we overlearn negativity. That's just like how we survived over the years. But I think it's also like we have to take really like understand that that's happening and have a heightened state of being by understanding that this is going on mentally and that it's not a good thing, and that we should accept ourselves where we're at right now and our, imperfections, but also want to grow and be okay that we are growing and becoming better people and striving for different goals. Just because you accept yourself doesn't mean that you stop. It just means that you accept yourself for currently here you're at, loving yourself, and then building upon that. And I think a lot of, those unrealistic standards that we set upon ourselves, especially as women, looking in society and, celebrities and all this stuff and what's expected of us, we start thinking like, oh, well, I don't look like that, so I'm not going to accept myself for being the way I am, and I'm going to try to change. When it's like, no, let's accept ourselves for all our, the parts that we don't like about ourselves, be okay with it, love ourselves, and still grow at the same time. And that's kind of why I'm partial to body positivity movement. Like, I think in one sense, like, yeah, 100%, like I'm completely on board, and I believe that we need to accept ourselves. But I'm also, the body positivity movement isn't really about growth, it's just about acceptance. So I think we had those two things there. I think that'd be great. I'm not really into the Haze movement as much because of the health at every size. If we look at research on health and body composition and BMI and waist circumference, like it's not good for your body to be, at a higher weight, unfortunately. If you're obese, morbidly obese, stuff like that. And, that's really what it's about. And if you're having trouble just like accepting where you're at right now, and you're focused on just growing and changing and moving out of that, that's where coaching comes in. And we coach a lot of people that are in your exact same position who are just struggling with their confidence and struggling with like not loving what they see in the mirror and struggling with just all these things and not really accepting themselves. But that's why the coaching works so well. So if you're feeling these things that you don't want to feel anymore, the coaching works that great, because what's happening is you're stuck on the result. You're focusing on how you look in the end result, right? What we do in coaching is we focus on the habits, and the habits are your wins, not your end result, right? And so once you kind of go into that growth mindset of focusing on, the habits instead of the outcome, that's key to really accepting yourself and also growing at the same time. And that's why this program works so well. So if you need help with that, I'd love to chat with you. Whatever it is you're looking to do health-wise, physique-wise, goal-wise, whatever it is, we will help you with that. You really, really get in touch with that self-love, 100%. And that's why it works every single time, because we focus on habits. Hit me up, any of the social media channels, you can comment below, and I will, get in contact with you and see if we can help you. So anyways, love you, happy to whatever you're watching this on, and talk to you soon.